It's my Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of the Serbian people out there today. And Let's Be Frank Friday.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Christmas, Merry Christmas to our Serbian and Orthodox friends who are celebrating today. Mark, there's a special way that you say it.
Christos Rodi.
That's it. That's it. So, I've put a tile up onto my social media and lots of people have been saying, but it's the 7th of January. Why are you celebrating today? So why do you celebrate, Mark, almost 2 weeks after everybody else? I think it's an important point to point out, because it is unusual, right?
It's unusual, always has been going on for 100, like ever. And we go off, so Serbs are Orthodox, so Christian. And what happens is they go off the Old Testament, the original calendar, the original Testament. Now, that old calendar, I think it's the Gregorian calendar, if I'm right, is 2 weeks offset from the regular calendar. So all Serbs celebrate their Easter 2 weeks later and their Christmas 2 weeks later. Yes.
So I thought it was to do with the New and the Old Testament, Mark. And I'm not much of a biblical person, but I thought it had something to do with that.
Yeah. So the Old Testament is they're two different calendars.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. I think I repeated scripture 5 years in a row. So religion is not really my thing. But in saying that, we do want to wish a very, very heartfelt Merry Christmas to anyone who's celebrating today. Even if you're in lockdown, we're going to cover. We've got loads to cover today, guys. But you brought up a good point. While we're talking about Serbian Christmas, I think it would be unsavoury of us to not mention what's going on with Mr. Novak Djokovic. Our name, Novak, has been plastered all over worldwide news the last 24 hours.
What is he doing?
We're not. Let's not have an opinion, but let's just have we can't have a segment today and
let's have an opinion. I'll have an opinion. What is he doing?
Oh my goodness!
I don't know if he's been caught up in it, or if he's like, and it's just sort of ended up this way, or if he's like forging for it, and he's really arrogant, or if I don't know. But it's big. People have taken it to heart.
Oh my goodness, and not really so much in Novak's favour. But can I just say, and there's just so much conflicting information at the moment. I think we can all agree to disagree on that. I'm confused as to why you're allowed to jump on an aeroplane or go to a sporting event or go and stand in a nightclub or a bar, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. Now, I think it's open to everybody. And again, guys, we're not having an opinion. Please don't throw eggs. We're just having a conversation. But then why can't these sports people go and play sport if they're vaccinated or not vaccinated? Yet unvaccinated people in our community can now roam free. I don't understand that. I don't understand the dilemma here, Mark. And again, this is a conversation, right? This is a conversation.
Yeah, look, I also think his personality's got a bit to do with it. I think he's also he's never been a softie or a big people's person, so I think that can be taken the wrong way. So I think you were saying yesterday, why doesn't he just say something? Why doesn't he just make a comment? Why doesn't he just give his opinion? I actually think I reckon he's quite a quiet guy.
I think he's quiet, and sometimes that can be misinterpreted for being rude or being
arrogant.
Or arrogant. Yeah. And I don't think in this situation that's working in his favour, because if he just got on and just spoke and told the truth about what's really going on, people might listen to it all a little bit more. But anyway, It's an interesting
And
situation.
look,
Let's see
sometimes
what Monday brings.
And sometimes I always liken it to the American president. I always say, like, sometimes these guys are just like not even the decision makers, or a bit of puppets. There's so many people
Yes,
behind them making decisions, and cabinets and senates and all that stuff. And I don't know. Maybe he's got all these guys behind him that are making these moves, and he's just there going,
absolutely.
"What's happening?" You don't know.
Telling him to speak, to not speak, to be quiet, to whatever it is. But you know what?
Luke,
I have to say, for what it's
Luke
worth,
said it's
Mark,
such a no issue.
it's such a no issue. But you know what? Can I
It's
just say,
true.
for whatever it's worth, guys, we know that he's obviously a fellow Serbian, Mark, and you know what? He's locked inside somewhere, God knows where, on his own on Christmas. So we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. I don't think that's fair for
We
anybody.
want to wish
Um,
you a Merry Christmas. Yes. And you know
yes,
what? He's
we
given up
do.
his Christmas for his sport. It's big. You know.
Absolutely. And that devotion. And I think, guys, in all fairness, we can't forget all the years and years and years of great entertainment he has brought to the world. So, and again, whatever your opinion may be, we're not having an opinion. We're just merely having a conversation about it. But we are keen to
So
hear what your
neutral.
thoughts are on this. We put
So
it that way.
neutral. So neutral. Make a call
We're
on
keen
it.
to hear what your thoughts are.
Now let's be Thank Friday. So we talked about our content this morning, and I think that the elephant in the room that is COVID,
What's
and
that?
everyone's
Sorry, what? COVID.
everyone's well, it's the thing that's stopping us from actually just chilling out. So we all thought we were
Yeah.
going to have this lovely Christmas, because we're all fully vaxxed, we're all going to have these lovely holidays. Hoteliers and restaurateurs ordered up and thought this is the heyday, this is the time where we make back all of our lost ground, and everyone just got screwed.
Yeah, big time. So not only did it turn out to be an interesting New Year's Eve, and then moving forward into the new year, but it also has really affected family as well. Imagine small children locked inside now, school holidays, parents have got COVID. It's just been an absolute minefield. It really has. So
Yeah.
Mark, how have let's talk about how we've managed it, because we're going through it ourselves at the moment. Mark, you've had COVID, or you're just getting over the end of it. And this was around, I can't remember the date now, but let's suggest that it's been about a week. And same thing, guys, we've got kids, school holidays, excited about celebrating a bit of time together. And of course, we've all been locked down in isolation.
I think the best way to explain it is, if anyone's got a dog, and they don't like their dog in their house, that's how you feel when you have COVID and your family doesn't have COVID. So you basically, if you've got a really good and well-behaved dog, you can open up the back door of the house, and the dog will stay outside. And then what the dog will do is, often when the rest of the family is watching television or like a movie or something, the dog will walk past the lounge room from the outside and look inside and go, what's everyone doing? And then will be annoying and go back to the door that's open and make some noise.
Yeah,
So
but I'll tell you what,
how
the dog got fed well. The dog got fed very well.
when you've got COVID and you're locked out, basically. People bring you food, put it on the floor. Because they don't want to put it in your hand. It's
Well, I'll tell
it's
you
pretty
what. Yeah.
pretty strange.
But the dog.
That's how I felt.
The dog being well looked after. Mark felt like our pet dog. So for those of you guys that have just tuned in, we're covering all things today on Let's Be Frank Friday. And today we're talking about how Mark has felt during COVID. And Mark's saying he felt like our dog, Moe, who, FYI, is probably the most well taken care of dog on the face of this earth. But Mark, let's talk about
I was very well taken
managing
care of.
COVID. Let's talk about
Yeah.
managing COVID, because this is, as you said, we came into Christmas, New Year, all excited, all vaxxed, and all ready to party, and then we literally have smashed against a brick wall. So it's
Well, that,
tricky. We're really positive people, and I tell you what, it can be really trying at times. We've got people in the office with COVID. We've got friends and family, obviously, like everyone else. So how do we manage it, and what do we do? I think the best advice that we can potentially give is, please don't think about what's going to happen moving into the future. I think this is a really, really tricky thing to address mentally.
that's a good
For
point.
me
That's a really
personally,
good point. That's a good
thanks,
point. That's
Mark.
called anxiety.
Yeah, I think forging into the future can cause that. For me personally, Mark, it's about just honestly, and I know it sounds quite cliche, but taking it day by day. So let's just try and get
Yep.
through things just one bite-sized chunk at a time, because there's so
Yep.
much to absorb at the moment. I feel like every phone call or social media post is, I've got COVID, I've got COVID, I've got COVID, and it's instilling fear in people. The reality is, for the most part, Mark, you tell us what it was like. Like, what's it been like having COVID? What does it feel like? Let's try and let's try and lay this out for people.
It's a cold. It feels like a cold. It's basically so. And look, I think
Okay.
everyone's got different levels of it. That's going to affect them in different ways. So, fortunately for me, it was just a little bit hot at night, just overheated by about 10%,
Yeah.
maybe even 5%, and chesty cold. Chesty cough. So for me, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but I just still think I think what people want to, what people are really intrigued by it, but I think there's the mental side of it. Dealing with the
Yeah.
mental illness, or it's a head fuck. There's dealing with the business side of it. There's dealing, work. There's dealing with the family side of it, the infectious side of it, and then there's the health side of it. So it's multifaceted.
It's a lot.
Where it's all those things coming together, and it's managing those things. But my advice to people is just get on with it. That you've basically got to go through the process, and just get it in you, get it out of you, get it done. And I think if we take a snapshot of the last 2 years of COVID, we've at first it was the unknown abyss. We've dealt with that. There was the am I going to die? Is the world going to die? In those first couple of weeks. Then there was that economic side of it. There's just so many facets to COVID that
There's too much.
it makes it hard. It's too much. The property side of it as well. But I do think honestly that if you do consider that we have navigated for 2 years through this well, it then for me helps my brain process the next year ahead, saying it's going to be a good year ahead because the last 2 years were okay. And I accept it's not for everybody. There's people that are in travel, in airlines, in hospitality
We've got lots of
that have been affected adversely. But that segment is the smaller of all the segments. Has COVID put weight loss regime on hold? Yes, it has. You just eat what you want when you got COVID, because you got COVID.
The new pet animal, Luke, has been fed really well during COVID. So the food that's been left at the door has been 10 out of 10. Homemade hamburgers last night. We had chili con carne. This morning he's going to have eggs and bacon.
If you got COVID, you can have dessert every night. Every night.
And eat as much as you want. He's had jelly, ice cream, absolutely everything. It's all been laid on. So the weight loss
do honestly feel like
you do
honestly feel like a dog, though. You do feel like a dog.
Okay.
Or a leper.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
guys, again, so, my advice and how am I managing this personally, and Mark and I together as a team and as a partnership and a husband and wife, it's just day by day.
Lisa's been great.
Trying
Yes. Thank you,
not
Lisa,
to
for
think
everything.
too far. Thank you, Mark. Trying not to think too far into the future, because I think it can be somewhat overwhelming. We don't have the
Yep.
answers, and we also don't know what we're navigating into. But if we look back over the last 2 years, as Mark said, we've managed to get through it, guys. It's been tough. It's had its trials and tribulations. But I tell you what, it's brought out some awesome things. I mean, I've been playing Uno with my daughter every single night. And I honestly can say, she's 15, and I don't think I've done that in 10 years. So if someone said to me, I'll give you $5 million, but I'm going to take that time away, I'd say you can keep your $5 million. It's been absolutely priceless, hasn't it, Mark? How's the giggles and the laughter and it's just been awesome. Absolutely loved it. So, Mark, can we talk a little bit about property and what's been going on this week with property?
Not really. We're over 15 minutes.
Oh, does this only go for 15 minutes? I've always spoken for a lot longer than that.
Yes, but you shouldn't. Property is I eat, sleep, repeat. I think it's just going well. People were really worried about the bubble because it was such an accelerated market. It was such a phenomenal pumping market. People thought it was going to go like that and then go boom, the bubble's going to burst. No, still pumping.
So many agencies and agents are still on holidays. Like good luck to them. No, absolutely, good luck to them. But we haven't been. We've been operating the whole way through the Christmas and New Year period. We actually thought that the first week was going to be reasonably quiet. Hosted open homes as per normal. Got absolutely smashed with inquiry over the Christmas and New Year period. Like, I've never seen these levels of inquiry come through.
Lots of inquiry.
On Wednesday, Mark, ordinarily on a Wednesday, just to give you guys an idea, we'd normally see groups of probably 3 to 5 coming through open homes. That's a decent day on a Wednesday. It was bucketing down in Sydney on Wednesday, as in torrential rain. We were at the peak probably of the pandemic. And with respect to COVID numbers, and it was the first week in the new year, and we got smashed with buyers coming through open homes. So, it's been quite interesting. I exchanged a property as a result of Wednesday, and I've had offer accepted on 2 more properties as well. And that's all within that first week. So I reckon this market is going to get driven again with the COVID roller coaster. I think we're going to have a bit of a nudge upwards momentarily.
As the last 2 times it has, so why not again?
Agreed. So watch this space, guys. Stock levels are really low. If you're a seller and you're sitting on the sidelines and you're worried about these COVID numbers, my opinion, my recommendation is worry not. I've actually listed 4 properties this week. So I think we're going to start to see quite a lot of stock coming on toward the end of this month, which means that you'll be selling in competition, not in isolation. Yeah.
Well, you know what? We thought that there was going to be an explosion of stock in end of January, but I think COVID could stop that. If you're a lockdown house, you're not going to be putting your property on the market.
Well,
so I think these plans could be delayed by a month or so, which is very interesting.
Maybe.
Very interesting.
Possibly, it's possible, but. And again, guys, please do your own research. It's really hard trying to find this information. We were trying to find it ourselves. We might even do a quick little segment on what we know about COVID in 5 minutes. But it sounds like if you are testing positive from the date that you test positive, Mark, you can come out of isolation after 7 days. I understand you don't even need to do another test, but if you're showing symptoms, then I think you need to wait another 72 hours. I called Service New South Wales yesterday, and that was the advice that I was given. Please make your own inquiries on that. Yeah. Interesting.
Absolutely.
Interesting. All right.
Jeff, good morning. Luke, thank
Good morning,
you.
Jeff. Nice
Lisa,
Ferrari, Jeff. Jeff bought a Ferrari.
what?
Yeah, I saw that, Jeff. I saw that you bought a Ferrari, and that is a hot car. Beautiful, red hot Ferrari. Well done.
A red one?
Yeah.
What a legend. What a weapon. Congrats,
Could happen to a
legend.
nicer person.
He's a lovely man. All right. Well, everyone, have a brilliant day. Have a brilliant weekend. It is Serbian Christmas today. Christmas to everyone out there in the world that's Serbian.
Yes.
Love ya. See ya. Thanks, Lise.
Take care. Stay well, guys.
Bye.